I want to tell you something that's a little embarrassing for a doctor to admit. For months, my heart would race while I was sitting perfectly still, and even worse with exercise. I'd be at my desk or lying in bed at night and I could feel my heart take off like I'd been running. I felt intensely anxious with an impending sense of doom. It even got harder to get up from the floor after workout. My heart rate would spike over 110% of my maximal heart rate. But every time I did the same thing. I put my hand on my chest, I took a breath, and I told myself, it's nothing. You're probably deconditioned. You've been through a lot with a recent double diagnosis of cancer, and this is most likely PTSD. I even self-referred to a psychiatrist and explained my symptoms to him and got started on an SSRI designed to help relieve the post-chemo neuropathy I was dealing with at the time. I'm a board-certified physician. If a patient had described those exact symptoms to me, I could have pointed them in the right direction in about 10 minutes. But in my own body, it took my oncologist to say, you've lost too much weight. I'm ordering a CT scan of the chest, abdomen, and pelvis to search for metastatic disease. My heart stopped. She'd put into words what I was dreading worst, the possibility of a breast cancer recurrence with spread, or that I had a new cancer. Then I bargained with her. Please add a thyroid panel to my labs, I told her, and let's see. The thyroid panel came back showing that I had hyperthyroidism. Boom. Let me tell you what I was actually feeling and the little story I told myself about each one. The racing heart, that was just stress. PTSD, I had a full plate. Of course my heart was racing. The exhaustion, the kind that deep sleep was not refreshing. That was just my schedule. I'd rest when things finally slowed down. They never did. The weight I was losing, well, who questions that? I told myself that this was probably a good one. Heck, I was eating desserts daily. And when I got onto the scale the next day, I was still losing weight. And that strange feeling of being wired and worn out at the very same time, PTSD. I've been through a lot. Did you hear the word that lived in every single one of those sentences? Just. That one little word is how we talk ourselves out of taking ourselves seriously. It takes something real and shrinks it down until it's small enough to ignore. So, this is the part I most want you to hear because it matters more than any symptom. Nobody dismissed me. This is not a story about me going to a doctor and being dismissed. No doctor waved me off. In fact, my oncologist was proactive. But I never gave anyone the chance because I'd been trained my whole life to push through, to be the strong one, the capable one, the one who holds it all together even when her world is falling apart. Now that strength is real. It's the same strength that carried me through 3 cancers, through raising my family, through 2 traumatic divorces, through building this life that I had. But I have to be honest with you about the other side of it. The very thing that made me capable is the same thing that taught me over and over again to override my body's symptoms, to put my own needs at the very bottom of the list every single time. If you are the reliable one, the caregiver, the professional woman, the woman that everyone counts on, then you already know exactly what I mean. The hardest person for us to advocate for is ourselves. So, what was my body trying to tell me all these months? It had a name. It's called Graves' disease. Let me explain it simply. Graves' disease is an autoimmune condition, and in this case, the immune system, which is supposed to protect me, sends wrong signals that goes to the thyroid, the little gland in your neck. It sits and sets the pace for your whole body. In Graves' disease, the thyroid gets told to speed everything up. So your heart races, the body turns hot, you lose weight, you feel anxious, you have tremors, you feel wired all the time. And here is why it hides so well, especially in women over 50. Every one of those symptoms that I just mentioned could be attributed to anything else. Tiredness, a fast heartbeat, just feeling off. When the world hands you a reason to ignore something, you take it. Now, I'm not telling you this so you can diagnose yourself. I'm a health advocate. I'm not your doctor. And every single body is different. I'm telling you this so that the next time your body raises its hand, you pause instead of reaching for that just word. Now, I've faced my own mortality 3 times as a cancer survivor. You'd think that would have me quick to listen to my body. Instead, it took a racing heart and a diagnosis to teach me the lesson I now carry everywhere. Take yourself seriously. It's not a weakness, it is wisdom. So, in spite of Graves' disease, I choose to keep moving. I still train, I still show up, I still live boldly, but I've also learned how to stop and listen. And I've come to believe that both of those things are strengths. So, here's what I'll leave you with here. If you have been pushing through something you keep telling yourself you'll deal with later, let this be your gentle permission to stop pushing. Your body is not overreacting, it's talking to you, and you are allowed to listen. You are not alone in this. If this spoke to you, or you know a woman who needs to hear it, share it with her. And if you'd like a thinking partner as you learn to advocate for yourself, I offer free discovery calls. No obligation, just a conversation to see if we are a fit to work together. Take care of yourself. No one else will. And I mean it. Take care of yourself. I'll see you soon.